Hey guys, this is Kevin Davis with Team Element. This weekend I got first place at my local event with my blue-red Hirudegarn deck. I've been talking about this deck for a while now. You guys got a profile, I think a few weeks ago, where I came in second. Um, Same deck, pretty much, so I'm not really going to stick on it too long. This is going to be a pretty quick video, I think. I made a few changes. I want you guys to be able to see everything. I would have to say, this deck is great for my play style. I love it. Um, I get opinions from other people that I shouldn't run Kabas, or I should max out the Unbreakables or whatever. But I love this deck. Every card in it, every number that it's at, I like it. It works amazing for myself. So, with that being said, I'm just going to go over the deck really quickly. I know you guys got a profile a few weeks ago. Not much has changed in it, but I feel like it's time to give you guys an update. So, leader is Hirudegarn. If you look over to the left, I think you can see him. For those of you who don't know what he does, when he attacks a leader, you discard a battle card, you draw 2 cards. Very important in this deck. I get that effect from the first 4 to 5 turns. Is about as many as you want to use it. I've awakened him as quick as turn 3, so I quit getting that effect. It's very, very good. Once you get your pieces, once you get what you're looking for, you really don't have to do it. And that other side, the awakened side, is absolutely game changing. So on his flip side, when he attacks, if you have, well, you draw a card either way, but if you have 4 mana, your opponent has to put a card in their hand on top of the deck. Well, you can see on the screen already, and I've said it in many videos, and for those of you who stay up to date with these decks, Chain Attack Trunks and the Zen of the Plain God, you do that combo, awaken the leader, get your mana back, you swing with the leader. They've only got 5 cards in hand. They have to put 1 back on top, puts them to 4. If you can, which I did, and you can ask my teammate Greg Bullock, this deck absolutely gave me the perfect hands against everybody. It was just mind-blowing. In the same turn, exact same turn, I was able to play the Zeno combo, awaken my leader, and play Foreseeing Hit, all in the same turn with the cards that I had gotten. Left my opponent, actually killed my opponent. I don't know if I didn't beat him that turn. Greg said I could have won. I chose the safer route, but I beat him next turn. So apparently I could have won that turn. It's whatever. So the point is, the deck was absolutely amazing all weekend. All right, so here we go. Let's get on with this real quick. I want this video to be kind of quick. So I run 4 of the intensifying power trunks, 3 of the Sand Kavas, 2 of the hidden power East Supreme Kais, 4 burst attack Sun Gohans, chain attack trunks at 4, Foreseeing Hit at 4. I only run 3 of the unbreakable Super Saiyan Son Gokus. I kept running into an issue with him and a couple cards down the line here, Raging Spirit Son Gohan. They need a mana to work, and I wasn't able to apply pressure with the Kabas and the Trunks and the Hidden Supreme guys and the Burst Attack Son Gohans and the Foreseeing Hits and have the mana open to play those guys all the time. It kind of feels weird only running 3 of each, but it worked. I liked it. If I go to 4 on any of it, it would be the Unbreakable. Absolutely, only Unbreakable would be at 4 in those 2 cards. I don't know. I didn't need it, so I guess what works for me works for me. What works for you works for you. Super combo, best super combo in the game. You gotta run 4 of them. Unyielding Spirit Trunks, 3 perfect number. I said that in an earlier video, I think, where I thought, because when I changed the deck up, I always change this deck around. When I changed the deck around, I thought I only had 2 in the deck, and I noticed there was one in the grave, one in the mana, and I was bummed out because I really needed that card to keep going. And luckily, I had left the 3rd one in, saved my ass. So 3's perfect number. Every time I played, 3's perfect number. I already talked about the Raging Spirit, Son Gohan, but I ran 3 of him. Something interesting I tried out this weekend was main decking 2 of the Vegetos. Awe-inspiring Intimidator SSB Vegeto. I actually loved it. I loved it a lot, actually. I didn't get to play it every game. The games I played it, it was great. It was absolutely great. Hercule's one of your big deals right now. Announcer's one of your big deals right now. This card really put it in there. Game 1, having that game 1 kind of like supposed to be in the sideboard card, but instead we went ahead and put it in the main deck. Really helped me out a lot this weekend. And in the games where it's not helpful, you just send it and draw 2 cards. It's just really weird how this deck synergizes together. Um, I definitely, before I move on, I definitely think this was the Vegeta was a great addition to the deck. Absolutely. Zena, the Playing God. Run 3 of those. Do not run 4 of this card. I don't care what anyone tells you. I don't care what professional guy out there says 4 is the magic number. 4 is not the magic number. You will draw that thing way more than you ever in your life would ever want to draw that card. You just don't want it. 3's enough. You'll see it once or twice a game. That's all you need. Sometimes once is enough. I wouldn't do any more than 3. Run 2 copies of Mass Say and the Mysterious Warrior. I think this card is probably a me idea that I'm not going to change. I've used all of the what you're supposed to run overwhelm cards with this deck, and none of them have made me happy. My type of play style is I want to be able to control every aspect of the game, your hand, your field, life, all of it. And whenever I run things like the little 3-drop girl that she's a Kai, I think. If your leader's red or blue, you draw a card. Um, I just don't like it. People have said to run what's that, Trunks, 3-drop Trunks, Time Patrol Trunks. I'm not going to do that either. I've seen deck lists that only had Scientist Foos in it, which is not a bad idea. Don't get me wrong. In fact, those decks, the ones that main deck 2 Scientist Foos, or 3 of them, actually side deck 2 or 3 of the Mass Saiyans. So I just chose to go ahead and preemptively have the field control in, and if I need the draw power, I'll get my sideboard here in just a minute, but if I need the draw power, it's in my sideboard. So I just chose to do the field control first. Next up, we have Scientist Fu. I only run 1 of it because it takes 7 to overwhelm it. Just not going to do it. Most of the time, I usually pitch it to draw 2 for the leader. Definitely, if you get in your opening hand, it goes back in the deck every time. I run a legendary flute. In this deck, I run multiple 1-ofs, which I'll go ahead and scroll back up. You guys can see again. Multiple things that are really good to Zeno flute back to hand. So doesn't come up a lot, but when it does, it's definitely game breaking. 4 Sensu Beans, staple, got to do it. And 3 weeks coercion. Everyone's telling me to run Flame Cannon in its place. The deck don't need negates. You apply so much pressure that there's no reason for negates. I just disagree. I just do. player preference, I guess. I'd rather have the defense with the Vegito and the coercions. I'd just rather have the defense. Moving on to the sideboard. Planet M2. This card was pretty useless this weekend. I had high hopes for it. It was something that I didn't think people would see coming. I felt like it might help me versus announcer to keep those pesky little one drops in check all game long. I mean, you get one every turn, pop it. Next turn, pop it. Next turn, pop it. If they're running the Chaozu build, hey, pop a Chaozu next turn, pop another one. You ain't got but 4 of them. You got to draw them, and as you play them next turn, I'm popping them. So I thought it'd be really good, and I thought against Hercule, which it may still work great against Hercule. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play against a Hercule. It's funny, the last time I made a video of this deck, my sideboard was useless because I didn't play against the decks I sided for. And it kind of happened again this week. So I did get to side in Haru because I did play against a yellow leader. It's the yellow ape that's Goku on the other side. Somebody was running a what's that deck? Lineage. They're running the yellow lineage deck. So I did get to side it in. I mean I guess it worked. I played Haru like once against him, so I got its effect once. Anyway, Planet M2 was pretty useless this weekend. I'm gonna keep it in there just for next weekend to see what happens. I'm hoping I get to play against Hercule. Terra Salt Frost, 2 of those. I don't really think I need them because if I'm gonna do the Trunk Zeno and the Vegetos, I think that's enough to really handle Soul Striker Blue control. But I went ahead and put them in there anyway because why not? Just more. It's just if I can get game 1, pretty much game 2 is guaranteed, I guess. Also, side note, that card's pretty good against Hercule if they ever do attack you because he's always going to be 10k or less. So anytime you swing at one of their things, he's taking the damage. Lightning Fast Hit. That is in there for the mid-range decks. I'm thinking Hercule's going to end up being one of them. Again, I didn't get to play Hercule, so I don't know. The Soul Striker late game decks, I think that's going to be a big deal. Getting to play the foreseeing hit, take the things out of their hand that's hurting me, or that will hit. Then next turn, applying a bunch of pressure with double strikes and single strikes, trying to get them down to 2 life. If I'm able to successfully do that, just finish them off with a lightning fast hit. Side of third, Vegito. I don't know that I'm going to need it. It may actually come out. I think 2's enough, but I got a third in there. Definitely will bring it in against Hercule, so maybe. Didn't play against Hercule, so didn't get to. Minus Kill Zone. I'm leaving it in there. So far, nobody's doing Cold Bloodlust. So far. I've even looked at the meta game for regionals, and seems like no one's doing Cold Bloodlust. So with that being said, I think it's going to come out. I'm going to hang in there a little bit longer with it, but there's really nothing I can put in its place. There's nothing any better. I'm not really fighting for room. In fact, I just threw in Planet M2s because I had extra room. So the main deck, it just covers so many decks that the sideboard's almost obsolete. Harus, I'm not going to take them out ever. They will forever be in my sideboard. It's like automatic 4 slots because you just never know. Yellow and green, that's half the colors. If someone wants to be brave and do androids, there you go. Somebody wants to do a Cold Bloodlust type deck with some kind of Frieza, there you go. So, and again, like I said, Scientist Fu in my sideboard. Most folks are main decking it and they side into Mysterious Warriors. I'll just put the draw power in the sideboard, and if it's needed, I'll pull it in. So that's pretty much the deck. I'm going to zoom out so that way you can get a full picture of everything before I go. There we go. There's the whole thing. Appreciate you guys for listening to me. Y'all try to have a good one.